Hello friends! Need some pointers on building user interfaces in Godot? Follow along with these videos as we build a title screen. This is a free preview of a course on how to use control nodes in Godot. We covered the disabled property of the base button class, but there are many more properties listed here. Toggle mode will turn the button into a toggle, meaning once it is pressed, it will stay pressed until pressed again. Button pressed can be used to set the default state of the button while it is being used as a toggle. If it's not a toggle, the button cannot be set to pressed. We can change whether the button is considered to be pressed when the mouse button is released or when the mouse button is first pressed, and also specify which mouse button is being used to click the button. If Keep Pressed Outside is turned on, then clicking the button and moving the mouse outside the boundaries of the button will maintain its pressed state until the mouse button is released. A button group can be created to turn a toggle button into a radio button, meaning only one button can be pressed at once. We'll see how this works when we use it in a later section. And lastly, the button can be assigned a shortcut. Let's use the Enter key as a shortcut to press this button. Expanding the shortcut by clicking on it, we can see that it contains a list of events, which we also need to click on to expand. The list is empty, so it has a size of 0, but we can click the +Add Element button to add an event to this list. Clicking on the drop-down, we will use an input event key to react to the player pressing a key on their keyboard. Clicking on the input event key to expand it, there are a lot more properties here, but we only need to press the Configure button to open an event configuration window. This window is actively listening for input events, so pressing any key on the keyboard will automatically select it. We can also add the requirement that they hold down other keys, like Shift, Alt, Control, Windows, or automatically detecting the Control or Command key based on the user's operating system. Pressing OK will fill in the required information for us. Shortcut feedback will change whether the button's style changes when the shortcut is used, and Shortcut in Tooltip will automatically add a tooltip to the button that shows the shortcut. Leaving both of these on, let's see how it looks. Hovering over the button, the tooltip tells us that Enter is a shortcut key to press this button. Pressing the Enter key on the keyboard also presses the button. If we turn these options off, the tooltip is removed, and while the Enter key is still a shortcut, it provides no visual feedback that the button is being pressed. Selecting the root node and taking another look at the style box texture options for our button, I'll swap out my texture with the Godot icon for demonstration. Texture margins can be added to create a 9-slice. 9-slice textures can conveniently be resized, with the corners of the image retaining their original size, stretching the edges along a single axis, and stretching the interior along both axes to fill the extra space. How these axis stretches are implemented can be changed in the axis stretch settings, either stretching the image, tiling it, or a combination of tiling and stretching to attempt to remove seams. Expand margins can be used to make the style box larger than its area should normally allow, expanding it in any of the 4 directions. The subregion is used to slice sprite sheets into individual textures. Clicking on the Edit Region button opens a region editor window. This window allows clicking and dragging to choose the region, adjusting the edges and corners as needed. There are options for pixel snapping for greater precision. Grid snapping if your sprite sheet is evenly sized and spaced. You can specify the grid size and offset to match the sprite sheet. Then select one or more grid cells to form your texture. Or Auto Slice will automatically find the textures for you, and you can just select one by clicking on it. Modulate can also multiply the entire texture by another color, adjusting it to a different color. This is often used to add tint, or if your texture is entirely grayscale, then modulation can be used as the main source of color, creating a wide variety of colored style boxes from a single texture. Other options are also available for creating style boxes in the theme editor. All of the other style box options also have the same content margin options as the style box texture. Stylebox empty will draw nothing and has no unique properties, while Stylebox line will draw a single horizontal line across the top of the button. Clicking on the Stylebox line, we can change the line's color, thickness, switch it to vertical, and grow the line in either direction. Using negative values here will shrink the line. Stylebox flat will draw a simple colored rectangle. Clicking on the Stylebox flat, we can change its color and skew it in either direction. If we add a border width, then we can also change the border's color and blend the border into the button's background. Toggling Draw Center will remove the background to draw only the border. If we add corner radius, then the rectangle will curve like it did by default. And we can change how many edges are computed to create the curved corners with the corner detail property. We can add a shadow behind the button, change its color, size, and offset it in both directions too. And anti-aliasing can be disabled, or we can change its size to make the edges look smoother. That covers all of the button properties and Stylebox options. In the next lesson, we'll add social media links. If you want to enroll in this or any of my courses, they're all available on my Patreon. You can also find them on Udemy and Skillshare. I have a Discord server for my followers and students to help each other out. All are linked below. I'll see you in the next video.